What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Align the Stars. I'm Jordan. Todd wasn't here when this whole thing started. Say hi, Todd.
Hello.
Hi. And yeah, I was like, is he gonna make a late entrance or is he gonna be here right on time? And he's here right on time
during the intro.
Like during the intro, like you heard a little dink, and he popped in. So hello, everybody. It's Thursday. It's a week ago we finished the Enterprise C, and today time to put the finishing touches on it. And we're going to be building the acrylic base that, as Ken is wont to do. There's another Horvath thing. This happened a while back, though. Now at this point, I think Ken. Correct me if I'm wrong. You probably sent this to me back in September, I want to say, somewhere in that neighborhood. So yeah, we have a little bit of a Horvathing that happened right here a little while back. This is the Cosmic Scale Models base for the Enterprise C. And it was, while I was building the model with a little bit more earnest before I kind of stopped building it for the last couple of months. And so why not finish up the model by getting this amazing base put together? We'll take a look, get all that taken care of, kind of talk about what we're going to do and the pivot that we might have to take because I can't find something. And otherwise, that's pretty much all that. I have been recovering from being sick. Today is probably the first day that I found my voice back a little bit. Yesterday, I was pretty croaky. Getting through a stream yesterday probably would have been a little bit tough. I probably only have about 2 hours or so in me today, maybe 3. All depends. I'm still kind of coming out of it, but hopefully that should be, seriously. Hopefully, though, that should be what we're going to need just to go ahead and get this assembled. Got some basic electronics to take care of. We got a cob strip we got to put inside to light it. And then we have a touchpad that Todd and I have been talking about doing for a long time. So here we are. How's everybody out there doing? I saw Don. He's here. Eric, I saw pop in right as I was about to click on he put that comment in right as soon as I was starting the stream. Ken's here. And let's see here. I think that might be. Is that droid flipping us off? It could be. Chopper might be.
All, is that? Are you using a new camera? What did you do here? Your face cam's different.
So I kind of done some work around the studio area, the end of my bedroom. The CX405 is now my face camera, and so it's probably. I see it right now. I'm trying to pay a little bit more attention to looking at the camera, looking at you guys, and not getting distracted by my face. What's that?
Did you put a face on your camera?
I did. Yes. There's a little guy. There's a little guy sitting on top. And I also, as well, I'm not getting distracted by my face on the camera down below because I have my face up on the camera above. And I'm just trying to be making sure that I'm looking at you guys a little bit more, pay attention to the stream. And also, as well, I just don't use the CX405. I honestly don't think that it is the clearest camera up close. Now, I know that
It looks great as a face
Dave,
cam.
it bingo, and
It's really a lot better. Yeah.
Perfect. And what I'm noticing right now is when I have the screen like facing towards me as well, so I can kind of monitor what's going on. It's tracking my face and focusing in on my face. And, once again, paying attention to what everybody says, during the streams. And Todd, you're like, get it to focus on your face a little bit more. And I'm like, I really don't use all of the cameras that I actually have. I've taken 2 webcams off. And we have that camera, we have this camera, and then I have my camera for over here. So that's pretty much all it. I'm not Wayne. I'm not doing multiple SD cards everywhere, and I'm not filming and recording all that crap. So we'll keep it simple, and the keep it simple, stupid approach is what we're going to do. But thank you. Yeah, I put the camera up because as we can see over here, down at the other end, I have unboxed the Cameo. Ken, this thing is taking up all of this space. So let me go ahead and just pull my face off here real fast. The Cameo's right here, back behind the monitor, and then here's all the stuff that went with it. I did the unboxing last night, and let's just say that there's a lot. I've been working on a couple things, working on getting it hooked up and getting it ready to go. So the Ken gift giving is, it continues on, but yeah, so just kind of simplified a couple things. I brought some models to work. I have desperate need of space. Like it's out of control in here. Like I was looking at pictures from a year ago, the amount of space that I was taking up for all of this, and it was tiny. Now it's just like everywhere. It's just freaking everywhere. And so I brought a bunch of models to work, cleared out a bunch of space. I've been finally feeling a little bit more of a human being over the last couple of days. So yeah. So clearing out this model out of the queue as well has done wonders for my modeling brain. I don't know what it was, and I don't know. So question for all of you guys: when you finish a model, do you feel more inspired to move on to the next thing? Because I don't know about you, but like I'm building way too many models. And Buck, you could probably, if Buck, if you're watching, if you're around, you could probably attest to this. But when you have too many things, Todd, you can definitely attest to this. So I guess the first question for you, sir, when you finish off a model, especially like a part work, because like obviously that's what you build primarily. When you are finishing off a part work, do you feel inspired to move on to the next thing, or is it more like, oh, thank God that's over with? Because that's I don't know, like
both.
so.
I'm happy to have models when they're done. Like they're done, and I get them off the table, and I don't have to think about them anymore. But it also means it frees up another slot that I can work on a new thing. So I'm working on too many as it is, but that's how I like it to be. I'd rather have that than nothing to work on. So
exactly,
that's Haynes, by the way.
Steven, how are you? Well, welcome. And I saw James is there.
Yep, he's a one screen of 4 others watching the fires in LA. It's very sad about the fires in LA.
It is super, super sad. Like West Coast tends to burn quite a bit. Our state will burn quite a bit as well. So anybody all watching from California or just in general, like that really sucks. Best hopes and prayers, like sending the best, because that stuff is scary. And a lot of history is being lost right now too. Did the Cameo eat the Superstar Destroyer? No. So one of the models that I moved out to my office at work was the Flying Dutchman, and it was the giant 3D the cardboard Flying Dutchman, and it was taking up the shelf up above. And I've shifted some models up, and so the Star Destroyer is sitting directly above my monitor right now. The board finally cleared customs, so I should be seeing it. The cleared customs in New York, and with all the storms, God knows when I'm going to get it. So hopefully within the next week. Next week's stream is going to either be taking care of getting that wired up, tested, and ready to go, or taking care of what I'm going to do to this model. So I know Green Strawberry is not watching right now, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. My initial plan was to build the model with the control board inside the model, which is a little reckless, but I'm not going to do that. I need to 3D print a base. So I'm going to be designing and 3D printing a base this week. And I'm going to put the control board in there for the Green Strawberry video. Once the Green Strawberry video is done, I'm going to disconnect it and then do my own thing. All the electronics inside of the model are all good. The board is boring and I want to do something different. So Todd, eventually I'll be talking to you about that. But yeah, so I want to have a base. I want to be able to take their board out and replace it with an Arduino. I've been working through all of the logistics with that, getting all the wiring paired down to just a single pairs. Chase, welcome. Basically, make it so that it's a little bit easier for me to connect and disconnect. I don't need to have so many wire harness pairs hooked up. Like, it was just too much spaghetti to begin with. So I've been kind of working on the engineering of that. So if, regardless of what's going to happen next week, we're going to be finishing up. And what I want to do as part of the impetus for that is I want to go ahead and get the model sealed up and finished from the painted and all of that crap, and then worry about the electronics on the very bottom afterwards. So
read the question.
I was going to ask, you're going to do a, so Eric is always like, Eric gets me. He's either got a depraved mind or something. I'm not quite sure. Looking at you. But Eric says, are you going to do a Death Star trench type of base? And that was what my thoughts were. I've looked at a couple of STL files out there. And there are some things, but I might need to do some designing. And that's pretty much what my thought is, like where all my thoughts are going right now. I've been I've been doing a lot of editing of the Green Strawberry video, getting it ready to go. I'm also at the point now, like, where I can probably start showing some rough edits here in the coming week. Hey, Trent. Welcome. So yeah, like I've been doing a lot of work and finishing off the Enterprise, and where the question spurned off from that was I got really inspired to kind of move and finish some of the other stuff that I've got going in queue, just so I can, I don't know. I'd like to start building some other things. Ken and I got our buddy build coming up, and having that model out of the queue is helping my brain with not, feeling sad about it. Hey, Paul, welcome. Good evening. Good morning. Must be late for you. Better living through chemistry.
Right?
Right, exactly. So yeah, that's kind of where my mindset goes. I've been really just kind of happy with getting that finished and getting this going. And so I guess without further ado, I usually talk for much more than that, but maybe 15 minutes is probably fine. So one of the things though with this camera is, while I'm doing stuff and I look down, unless you guys want to look at the side of my head, and just let me know, I may take off the face camera while I'm actually building things, because otherwise you're just gonna be looking at the side of my head and this giant zit that I have on the side of my neck. So if up to you guys if you want to look at it. Lovely. All right. Gotta love it. Yeah. I didn't want to talk about shipping, apparently. Yikes. Oh my god. Saw that. Yeah, no, I should stop touching it too. Anyway. let's go ahead and start. Now, the thing that I can't find, and I mentioned it during the intro, I can't find the Adafruit touchpads. I've been doing a bunch of moving stuff around. I know I ordered them. I know I received them. The Adafruit box is right there.
You
But
showed them on camera.
I know. So I can't find them, and I've been looking for probably the previous hour before the stream. I did find, unfortunately, those cheap crap ones.
Did you look in your base boxes?
I did, yeah. It was the first place I looked because this is where those were lost last time. So yeah, I looked in both the boxes. I couldn't find them at all. I need them for the green strawberry build too. And so I don't know. And so I'm comfortable enough using these because I know they do work, and it's going to be a fairly simple. We just have to stick it to on off. And so I guess the question for you is, are you cool with going forward with this with the crappier touchpads?
Well, you're going to find the Adafruits, or you're going to buy new ones. I know how it is.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to matter with the programming. No.
Perfect. All right. So we can use these basically as a test bed, and then I can just solder them up
Sure.
once I find the Adafruits. Yeah. All right. Perfect. That works. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look. The reason I'm asking Todd that specifically is we are looking to take those touchpads and not put them directly back behind here on the plexiglass itself, but put it down in the base and then have a wire wired up so that basically, you want to turn it off. We can pick a couple spots on the LCARS base to go ahead and have act as if it's a touch sensor on the Starfleet ship. So yeah, that's what that looks like. This is from Cosmic Scale Models, and I don't know why they chose this. We've shown this a couple times now, but they have this is LCARS, this isn't Windows, so it doesn't have edit, F9. There's not an escape key, F2 for zoom. Not all those little things, but overall, it's a really cool base. It is a nice quality.
Ken did say, the moment he asked you to print new ones, the originals are going to arrive. And then Eric says, Ken, those parts are probably out partying with his lost R2 parts. And Ken's like, well, I hope they're having a great time.
Well, and that's the thing. Like when I shipped the stuff to both Andrew and Ken, the post office said that they were going to hold the parts, and it's still, I think I still get that warning on the top of my screen. They were going to hold the parts until like Canada starts receiving mail or something like that. I have tracking around here, Ken. I will try to find the tracking.
I think that alert only disappeared like 2 days ago or a day ago.
So I haven't checked in a couple of days. So once again, they should be on their way. They've been sitting in the mail system now for a little while, but obviously me and mail, I don't know, just let me know. If push comes to shove, I have a whole other set of parts printed and ready to go. I've gotten really good at printing these. So I got a whole other set of parts, and I'll just FedEx them to you or something like that. So it is what it is. This makes me so nervous with this whole mail thing. Like, I just sucks. And then inside, which is really kind of the whole thing with this, is we have the acrylic base kit. So here is the 10 millimeter. Is it 10 millimeter? Oh, it is. I believe so. I think it's an outer 10, inner 8, if I'm not mistaken. Support rod there, and then our acrylic pieces, and this is what you put inside to set the plate on top. We're going to have to drill a hole into here, and then we're going to obviously light it using our cool white cob strip here. So let's see, we have some switches and barrel plug options. I actually have a barrel plug 5-volt set up and ready to go for this. So that's how we're going to power this. Currently, the Enterprise is being powered via USB. So the goal for today is to at least get the base taken care of, get the cobs on the bottom. We'll see how much we're able to do from there. But then eventually, I'm going to need to switch over to powering the model through the 5-volt connection, and then we'll have the main power switch for the base, and then we'll obviously use the touchpads for turning the model on. And we're going to need an Arduino, aren't we?
Well, I mean, the Arduino will. I don't know. I mean, are you going to have? You want to have different? Well, is the switch just power on, power off? The ship, is it just on and off, or does it have multiple?
On and off.
Okay.
It's on and off.
So you were going to have a switch to turn the ship on and off, and you were going to have a switch to turn the base on and off, like a master power?
Yeah. Basically, I wanted to be able to turn the light for the base on without turning the model on. Is
Right.
what my thought is. So, yeah, I'd like to have 2 switches.
Well, I would maybe, you may not need an Arduino then, because you may be able to just use the rocker. One of the rockers, I should say, as just a power switch to turn the base on. And then,
right.
I don't know how much power. I don't know if that'll actually act as a switcher or just send 5 volts, and how much power can actually go through the touch sensor. Is it enough to power? Can it handle enough to power the whole ship? Because if it turns signal on out, it may be enough to turn the ship on.
Right.
Only one way to find out. You paid $1 for them, so.
It's very true. All right. Well, let's go ahead and start by assembling the bottom. Pull the stuff out of here.
All right, I'll get caught up on here. Ken said he was able to get an order shipped from Cult TV Man on Mondays. That's good.
Okay, good.
Eric says, Ken, was it a Grissom? Let's see. And then Jet says he's out of highs for the stream. All right, he's going to concentrate on his editing. There you go.
Nice. Todd, how are you? How's your day been?
Okay. Setting up VPN transit gateways between an Azure private cloud and an AWS private cloud.
Oh, fun. Sounds riveting.
Yeah, well, we got to connect the nation,
That's right. All right. So I guess we have to do a little bit of ASMR here. There's a film. ASMR. Watch Jordan struggle.
That's the best kind.
Right. Oh, come on. Come off as one. Oh, yeah. Very nice. All right, let's get the bottom here. Yeah, it's been super slow at work.
That's good.
It's a wonderful sign for me streaming. Bad sign for business.
No, don't take that off.
Why is that?
You want to leave that on until it's pretty much put together, but maybe pull it away from the edges. It'll just protect it and keep all your fingerprints off it.
I already did one side.
No, that's the bottom now.
That's the bottom now. Well, wouldn't the inside not really matter though?
I guess it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and build this as the inside here.
There you go. And if you have to, just pull it off on one side, right?
Right.
So you can handle it. That way you peel all the outsides off when you're done.
Exactly. All right. The cool thing that this thing, they've given you a lot of options for your power plug placement. So if you want to do it on the side and you want to do it with 2, you have the option to do that. You want to use a barrel plug and then 1 switch, you can on the side. And then they give you 2 without any on the side, and then they give you the different options. So just a barrel plug, focus, and then 2, and then 1. And obviously, you can choose to run USB out of there if you wanted to, or something like that. I like that. It's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool little choice. They help not choice, but I like that design, like where they give you the option for all of the different types. And oh, I see. All right. Did not need to open that right now. This is basically a little base for the support rod. So you create a little thing that the support rod sits in. So we'll need to figure out where that's going to go eventually. There's a kitten right underneath me. Okay. So I think for this one, we're going to want to just have the barrel plug and 1 rocker switch.
Yep.
So we'll use this side right like that. And then we're going to go and test fit. All right. Take off the inside coating. And then I'm assuming that the best glue for this is probably going to be CA.
Yeah.
The acrylic.
Yep.
Okay.
They make acrylic glue, but it's cyanoacrylate. So.
Okay.
So what are those clear things on your desk?
So these sit inside, just like this, on the side. And then that's where this sits on top of.
I gotcha. Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Yep.
I was going to say,
we're gonna have,
if they're perfectly square, you can use them as a square to make your box edges straight. Are they cut perfectly square?
They are cut perfectly square and they're keyed. So there's just like that. And then they're cut perfectly square, actually.
This is where one of those 1 by 2 by 3 blocks would come in handy because they're machined to like 1/1000th of an inch.
Yep.
Nice and square.
Yeah, I should order one of those for sure.
But if you put all the sides together and then glue the seam, I suppose it's not gonna hurt anything.
Yeah. What my thought is,
Eric says, I need to order a Cerritos from Cult TV, man. Kind of want to paint it with the animated cartoon paint scheme like the show. And light it, right, Eric?
And light it. Donnie will be merciless with you. Yeah, I'm still waiting for my shipment confirmation, actually.
You're back.
You're good. Yep. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that model. It's going to be a lot of fun. That'll be probably later in the year. The realization that Wonderfest is coming up here in the coming months. I'm going to get a couple of these models finished so I can bring them, including the Star Destroyer, which I have a cool idea for.
Eric says, who the buck do you think I am? Donnie? Jeez. Ken says, Weld on 4 works best for gluing these bases together. Weld on 4? What is that? I must look up that. Oh, it's goo from the engineering guy. Weldon. Oh, it's literally the brand name is Weld On. Clear water thin solvent cement for acrylics. Wow. Okay. It's a water thin, somewhat flammable. That's always good. Moderately fast setting, lush resistant solvent cement for bonding acrylics. We'll also do polystyrene, CAB, polycarbonate. Interesting.
Totally peeled one off that I didn't need to do. As you do. All right. So I guess then the question is will CA be fine for me to do?
Yeah, you can use CA glue on acrylic. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And it looks like you don't have to use very much either.
No. Eh.
Acrylic plastic has a low surface energy, and being non-porous, it's a difficult substrate for CA glue to bond to. Therefore, it requires good surface prep.
Okay.
Wonder if they mean a little sanding.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Jet says, I came in a little late. Did I miss any farting? No. Well, I mean, Eric got his. I'm sorry.
But I pooped from there.
Now you don't.
That should be Jet's thing.
Oh, you okay?
You better, Jet?
I'm better. Now, like, I'm super paranoid about the streams, and so like I hop in like an hour early and make sure everything's working. Like I'm able to add myself to the stream and all of that. And I listened to the song, and this one needs a little bit of help up here. I was listening to the song and just had a good laugh about it, actually.
There's almost like there's little Easter eggs in it if you're paying attention.
Yep. Yeah, there's been a couple of things that I've picked up after. All right.
Like it talks about gluing your fingers to models and then your friendships being permanent bonds. I'm like, that's so classic.
Yep. Yeah, last week's stream actually was my most watched stream ever.
Oh.
Even more than
we finished because we finished the Cerritos. Did you update the title? Or we finished the scene?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I should. I know, but I still have gotten like 50 views on it since.
Oh my God!
Almost.
Jed, I'm not reading that. He says, basically, the longer you let it sit, it ferments. Are you saying that a regular poop keeps you from being stinky? Is that what you're saying?
But I poop from there.
Not right now, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna go and sand the edges.
Wait a minute, what?
What?
I love that you laugh at yourself. That's the best.
Oh my God, I know. It's kind of ridiculous. A little bit of a sandy sand along the sides here.
Yeah, I mean, Eric says he's saying Ian is full of shirt, but I don't think that's what he meant to say. The funny thing is gassy as Ian is, and as much as he says he spends on the toilet, you would think those two wouldn't go together then.
Right.
Make sure you're only sanding between the tabs, you know. You know that's going to be exposed, right? The edge of that tab.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have to polish it back down. You got some fine sanding paper?
I do, actually. I'm gonna have to find it, but I do, yeah. I also have the no, that's a horrible idea, Jordan. I got the racer.
Do you have the full set or just the single one?
I actually have the no, what is
you have
it?
the full set that has the
I just have these two.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, they actually my model shop actually sells the white and the gray.
Yeah, they're polishing. They're for polishing.
Yeah, I haven't picked them up yet. I should.
Eric says I'm keeping it rated G. Really? Really?
Ship my pants, you're kidding.
You can ship your pants right here.
You hear that? I can ship my pants for
Right
free.
here.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants.
Right here. Oh my god. Now, question is, should I prep both sides or one side should be fine?
What? No, do both.
Do both. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So just kind of work along the bottom down here. There we go. Well, thankfully, this is on the inside. There we go. Got some of those old stick sanders, but I have no idea where I put them. I did a bunch of rearranging over the last day or two, trying to like get some semblance of.
That's the worst, man. You can't do that. You do that and you lose everything.
Oh.
I've done it. Can't find anything.
Like what's worse is like we look over here. I've started like labeling all of my little drawers and stuff like that, and so now it's getting worse because I'm setting stuff like all over the place, and I'm because I need to make a bunch of room for this stuff. Like,
Eric's got a really good question. Speaking of, he doesn't even know what he has.
I even like so true. So true. I even like gave it its dedicated plug and its whole spot over here on the side, and so oh, look at that. Oh, would you okay, hold on, let's switch back over here. Like just oh man, look how nice that is. Look how great that works. Look how easy this is. Look how precise it is.
Tools for the right job.
But when this tool doesn't work right up here.
That's right. Oh God. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
Jesus.
Hey, look, I have never been accused of being too smart for my own good. Wow, this works gloriously.
And it would have gone right between the tabs so easily too.
What's that?
I said it would have gone between the tabs so easily too.
John
says, work smarter, not harder. LOL. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is me. Should be the motto for my life. You know what's funny though is like at work, I'm in complete control. Like it's not weird. I'm not awkward. I know exactly what I'm doing at all times. Like I'm not at all this super awkward human being. But then you get the camera on me and a little bit of caffeine. And then I poop from there, and then it's over. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Model medicated, it works best.
I definitely was doing that on Sunday afternoon. As soon as the stream was over, took a nap
Yeah.
for several hours.
I was so tired yesterday. I would have been miserable on the stream. I think I was up at 6 in the morning, and then when you were saying my butt wasn't feeling good, Ian wasn't going to make it, I'm like, you know what? Maybe we skipped this week.
Yep. Which was good. Makes it more likely that the streams will go for a year. All right. The right tool for the job. Very nice. Oh, man. Okay.
So once you put these on the tabs and get them all four in, you have some like 3M tape, masking tape.
Yeah, that was some masking tape.
Masking tape. Just get like 4 pieces. You can use it at the corners to keep it together, and then
Got it.
glue it. It'll help.
Perfect. All right, let me grab that. Actually, just got a whole new roll.
I bet they do, Eric, but I'm not reading those out loud.
Yeah, they do a lot of amazing things.
How do you think they? What was it, Viper, that ended up with a Pink Panther?
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Oh, so super cool. Somehow Ian, not to bring him up, but somehow Ian managed to build on stream the Sunday before Wonderfest a drunk model and won gold on it.
Yeah, he was drunk, built one of those little mini tanks, and then brought it to Wonderfest as a joke and got a gold. How does that happen?
How does that happen? Like, at all?
You know what that tells me? The judges are just as high as he was.
You're not wrong. All right. So now that everything's all sanded up, we'll get our first corner put in place. Make sure everything is sealing in. There is a little bit of a sanding issue here, so let's go ahead and grab our sander.
Chase says, has Ian ever built a model sober? Not my experience.
Me either. The dovetail is a little tight on one side here. Yeah. That's a little better. I want to get a little bit more. I might actually use this real fast. It's got a higher grit. Takes it down a little bit faster. There we go. It was too tight and it was like popping out, and I didn't want to have the fitment go wrong.
Bottom tabs fit okay?
They do. Fit perfectly.
Jet says he has a new video or two up on his channel, so go check out Jet Scale Models. He says one's about the Beaver and the other is a Junker F-13. Put the tape on the outside. A Junker F-13.
There we go. Nice. Yeah, Jet does some amazing work. You guys should check out his channel. All right. That fits well over there. Very nice.
Where are you?
These fit nice over here. I basically last night, knowing that I was doing it, I went ahead and just plugged this into a USB overnight and just burned in the whole thing just to make sure that it was good to go.
Oh, very nice.
Yep. I was like, no, I don't want to do a small segment, just burning the whole thing. That way it's ready to go. All right. Watched a bunch of Westworld last night. It gets weird.
Yeah, it started out good, but as soon as the robots left the park, that was kind of the end for me.
Yep. That's where I'm at. I'm like season 3. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
this gets strange. Trying to take over the world, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to see Aaron Paul in any other role other than Jesse.
What? No, he's only going to be Jesse. That's it.
That's right. All right. No, don't do that. Okay. Everything's nice down in Philly. All right. So just
once
run
you
it.
get all 4 corners tape are done, then squeeze it together real good and then pull the tape back and redo it. That'll make up for any slack you might have left on the tape. Do just like 1 corner at a time and just pull the tape off, pull it real tight, or pull it half off,
Right.
corner nice and square. Pull it tight. There you go.
I see.
Don says, I would agree. Westworld did get weirder as it went on. Yeah, I don't know. It went from being about Westworld to being about sentient robots, and I just that's different.
And data collection.
Yeah, and I didn't even get to that part. I just had to. I had to stop watching. I couldn't. It wasn't working for me.
It was one of those shows that I kind of left off at the end of season, like a season 2 or whatever, and then I started watching back, and I'm like, "Oh, this got weird."
Well, it's strange because it seems like there's a lot of shows where, they have a first 3, maybe 4 seasons, maybe even 5. Where like the showrunners are tight, and it's the guy that created the show, and then it's like they leave. Like when Aaron Sorkin left West Wing, right? It just went in the shitter. And when they ran out of books for Game of Thrones, it just went in the shitter. When they lost the source material because George R.R. Martin hadn't written it yet, he left it to the DDs. It just went to crap,
Yep.
And it seems like that happens to these shows where somewhere along the way they just lose their way. Is this box going to be Jordan's 350 refit? I hope not.
Could be.
Your kryptonite.
Could be. Could be.
Don says, I think that's why they canceled it, was losing the audience. I wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they lost what brought it in. And first of all, they have really good characters, but it was people versus robot, and then it turned around and the robots. I don't know. I just don't think.
Yeah.
Would you go to Westworld if it was real?
Yeah, I would. I've asked myself a couple times. I would. Yeah, 100%. It would be. I don't know if I'd go the full 9 yards, but yeah, I'd go. That'd be interesting.
The full 4 inches? That's what you meant. I get it.
All right. Do I start gluing?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have it pushed flat so the bottom is all seated as well?
Yep.
Well, then I don't know what you're waiting for.
Let's do it. Making it official.
It's a real thing now.
Mm-hmm. I'm a real boy. Let's see if we can do this without using kicker at all. hold that part together here for a quick second.
Well, Ken has faith in you. He says you're going to last 2 minutes before you glue yourself together.
It is entirely possible. What was I doing the other day? I was trying to use some cheap CA on something, and yeah, I was trying to use this CA, and it opened. Now the whole thing's cloudy.
At least you won't lose it.
Nope. But when I went to go grab the other one and pull it out, like then I get a big like Wayne-sized glop of the super glue over the top of my hand, and then I used the debonder to get it off my hand. And the moment that the debonder hit and got warm, I had a panic moment because I'm like, how hot is this going to get? And Eric, I thought of you. I thought of you. Oh, I love it. All right, there's a bigger gap over on this side, so I'm going to glue this side next. I did go back and watch a couple of my old videos, and I really glued myself to myself a lot back in the day. Oh, that went down nice. Hold that in place for a second. I'm praying that the glue doesn't like leak out and stick this base to the bottom of my mat. Oh, that'd be the best.
Mm.
Cat just got home. You could hear her car down in the parking lot.
Geez, really?
Oh,
You don't
from the
use her
music.
car? Oh,
No, from the music. Just the bass is pounding. Yep. Must be a good song because she's still down there listening to it. She parks directly underneath my window. Hold that one in place. She's kind of small though, so like prying this big stupid chunko of a guy.
I can see her driving you to the hospital with a cutting mat glued to your hands. That'd be pretty funny.
That would be pretty funny.
You probably walk in and they go, modeler? Yeah.
Yeah, yep. What were you doing? I was using 2 pairs of Knipex. Okay. The last one in place.
Eric says, how many times has Cat unglued you from things?
Actually, not at all. Amazingly, somehow. Catastrophes, catastrophes. Haven't been too bad. Why is this all of a sudden not wanting to? Well, if it was more than 2 minutes.
Oh. Trent loses. He says, like American Pie, I'm glued.
That's right. I super glued myself
To myself.
to myself. Sir, put your hands up. I can't. Movies that probably couldn't get made today.
Mm-hmm. One time at band camp.
Oh my God. All right. So now the question is, what do we do next? So beyond hey,
Don says the list would be so long. Oh, Porky's. Yeah, no, none of those movies.
yeah,
I don't even know if they'd be able to do like Fast Times at Ridgemont. I mean, there was just so many. Even Grease, if you think about it.
yeah. Definitely Grease would be a little bit of a weird one to
Yeah.
man.
Well, now, you know what?
All
Before that glue fully sets, I'd put your clear acrylic blocks around the edge.
Yep.
Just so they don't sit up high if they sit on a rigid glue.
Good point. All right, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. So we should go 1. Leave, excuse me, room for the electronics there. Something like that.
I think it's just one on each side, right? Because you need to save some for the middle.
Good point. Good
Just
point.
one on each short end, and then 2 on each long end. Because I think you use 2 of them to sit out straight up and support the weight in the middle, so it doesn't sag.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little picture right above you on the screen. The show shot.
Yep. Let's see that. So smart. So smart.
Oh God, let's see. Revenge of the Nerds. Yep. Animal House. Yeah, Triumph of the Will.
Oh my God.
John says RTFM, man. There's literally a picture on the camera.
Look, man. Shh. Shh. We let this lie, okay?
I just got 3 chili dogs I'm gonna eat.
Nice.
And my girlfriend wants to live with me. She's out of her mind. Portillo's dogs. These are the best.
Portillo's.
Mm-hmm.
Place actually sells chili dogs, huh?
Ken says, nope, Jordan. 2 of the clear go in the center. Yep, we got that. Thank you, Ken.
Look, I'm not a smart man.
Trent says, oh my God, I missed the classics like History of the World Part 1.
Oh yeah.
Andrew's here. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, Andrew. Welcome.
We're making a box, Andrew.
It's been difficult work. It's taken an hour so far. You do that fancy pinstriping, I build boxes.
Rebecca Randall says, we watch and we don't judge.
Hey, Rebecca.
Love you, baby.
Ah, yes. Skewing my demographics. I love it. What do you mean there's not only old white men watching that?
Old men, white men, one girl. Right.
Yep. Exactly. Don't do that. Don't you do that. All right. There we are. Perfect.
She got Portillo's the other night, and she only went for the dessert.
Really?
She had already picked up dinner, and she was driving home. She calls me. She goes, do you think I should go to Portillo's? And I said, yes. She goes, but I'll turn around. I said, so? So she did. Andrew says, so no thinking outside the box on the stream tonight. No, we're all in box tonight.
So good. All right. So the risers should go in the middle. Should we do that now or wait till later?
Yeah, you can do it now, but what I would do is figure out where where on the graphic they should go instead of just blindly putting them in there.
Yeah.
So they sit behind a black spot, as close to the center to support the weight as possible behind black spots. Like maybe right into the saucer, the front of the saucer, horizontally in that space, and then maybe vertically
Right
under
here.
the tail fin. They don't have to
Like
go in the
right.
same direction. Like have one go straight down from the nacelle pylons, right about there.
Mhm.
Maybe have it go straight down just south of that, so it's in the black. And
Yeah.
then maybe a horizontal one that's under the lip of the front saucer.
Yeah. I like that.
You just don't want it, depending on how this lighting is going to work, you don't want it to, you don't want to see those. That's all I'm saying.
I think in that case, I might want to wait until we have the LEDs inside, so you can see what that might look like with the
Sure. It's not going to hurt anything.
lights on. Perfect. All right. So then that's all put in place. That's sealing up. Everything is
Or
nice
might
and
feel
flush.
a little boxed in by this project.
Oh my God, Andrew.
A project. Ooh, I almost banned him. A project even a mind could do.
She's leading me.
Oh. I have a couple of cats coming in to say hi.
I bet you do.
So
Everybody
let's
say hi,
see
cat.
here. No, there's 3.
All the cats are in your room.
Exactly. All right, so let's go ahead. Where should we start? Should we start with power connection and this outside?
Yeah, but you can wire all that together outside the box, right?
Yeah.
Like you can put leads on the switch, you can put leads on the power adapter.
Yep.
Because the switch is probably going to need wires to go in, and the power adapter probably fits from the inside out.
Right.
Switches usually go from outside in, or inside out, I should say. No, outside in, because they'll have a bezel around them, so they probably pop in from the outside. But the barrel plug, yeah, the barrel plug is probably going to go from the inside out with a nut.
Yep. Actually, outside in with a nut on the inside. Yep.
Well, in that case, you don't want to solder those together until they're inside.
Mm-hmm. Solder them together until they're inside. Yeah, you're right.
But you can make the leads long enough. It's not going to hurt if you have an extra 6 inches of wire that you can still solder it outside the box.
Yep. All right. Oh,
You might even want to do is loop some wire through those holes and then solder everything outside the box. And when you pull the wires back, like get like a foot of wire, and loop it from the outside through one hole and to the inside, and then back out the other hole. Then move that away to the side and just solder the ends of the leads where they need to go. That way you can pull the wires back through.
Oh, I see. So just kind of loop them, pull it in, and solder on the inside. Got it. Okay. Perfect.
I'm trying to keep them from soldering anywhere near the acrylic box.
Yeah, no, that's much appreciated. Use our wire here. Let's use just red and black.
Andrew says, "Are you covering the LCARS with smoked acrylic?"
No, I'm not. Oh, we talked about this. Yeah, we did. No, I think I should be fine. Get me thinking. Oh, I've almost used all of my black wires, so we're just going to use red and white. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? So, trying to stab myself. It's never good. It's going to be on me fixo. Wire strippers. I might go with a longer. I could solder these in place before even putting anything, like solder these in and then feed them back through into the base.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
But
I
you
should
need
do
one
that.
side has to go through the switch, right? So you could solder both those leads on, feed those wires in and mount that, and then pull one of the wires back through the switch hole, solder the switch on.
Oh yeah, right through here,
That's why
through
that's
this.
why I said make them longer.
Yeah, that makes total sense to me. Yeah, let's do that.
You can always cut the wire shorter. Can't make it longer.
That's
But
right.
soldering more on.
I bought this today.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Cute, huh?
Yeah,
Right.
very cute.
That's 2 chili cheese dogs down.
It was 200, but it's on sale for 137.
That's not bad.
Better than the North Face coat that I want. They're completely sold out in my size, and it's $220.
Jesus.
So this is a good alternative for $100 less.
Mm-hmm. So on this, which side is which? Positive is going to be the longer side, right?
Look at the picture. Depends on which one's ring and tip, right?
Oh, it's the negative is the longer side.
Right. So
Okay.
no, it's pretty typical to switch on the negative side.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to use the red wire for the negative here.
You're going to use red for negative?
That's probably a stupid idea. You're right.
If the two colors were not red and black, I would say yes, but
Right.
if you're using at least one of them to keep one of them right.
That's right.
Like if you're using yellow and green, okay.
Right. Which I could have. But
You could have. Green's also a ground color.
that's right. That's right.
Ken says, slow down, Todd. Savor the flavor. Oh, no, I have 3 of these chili cheese dogs. Savoring 3 times.
Tell me how to live my life.
Don't tell me my business, double woman.
Don't put it out with your boots, Ted. Todd.
We call the poop shit. I don't know. Call the shit poop.
He called the shit poop. All right, perfect.
Look how fast you're getting.
Dude, this OmniFixo makes all of the difference in the world. I can tell you that. Like, it actually makes you confident in what you're doing, which is crazy because I still don't know what I'm doing, but I'm confident in it.
Confidently incorrect times.
That's 100%. But I think that I've thought a lot about it actually, and I think what makes it so good is the fact that you're able to manipulate and move these in such a way that you're able to get the exact position that you want your wire and your thing that you're soldering to be in. And that is so important because like those little helping hand things, they don't really hold anything the way you want them held at all.
Well, they spring back.
So they spring back. Exactly. These are
You put them
naturally
in
in this
position and then they move back, a millimeter or two. This thing, you put them in place and it stays in that place. That's why it's such a game changer.
That and understanding the concept of soldering also helps a little bit. Like not getting cold solders anymore. So important. Okay, so there's our barrel plug put in place. What we're going to do, bring this back over.
Take the nut off first. No heck of a time mounting it without taking the nut off.
Mm-hmm. Why isn't this fitting? Ah. Pull that through. That.
Almost looks professional. Look at you.
I know. How much I've learned. I can do this without blinking it. There we go. Looks so professional. As his big, stupid meat hooks get in the way. All right. Grab my Leatherman's tool here. There's the barrel plug installed. There we go. I won't need that anymore. All right, so now we're
You
going
went
to pull.
and tightened it before you pulled the plastic off, huh? Just leave it for now. Drop the white one, back out the switch plug, just the white one.
Just the white one. The negative?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Connect that to one side of your switch. You can use a red switch or a black switch.
So we have three options. We
Oh.
have black,
Mm-hmm.
red,
Mm-hmm.
or white.
Well, I know what my option is. The universe just moved your hand for me.
The black?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's
I
up
was
to
thinking
you.
the same thing. No, I was thinking the same thing.
I don't need a red switch showing up on my base. Make it as little
No.
least obvious as possible.
Exactly. I agree. All right. And
Does he give you long sides if you wanted to put the plug at the back? Long sides with holes, or just the short sides?
He also gave long side with holes too. That might have been good.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think you did, and that's why I thought you were doing it that way. Because I'm like, when this sits on the table, it's gonna have a wire coming out the side.
It is.
That's
Too
it.
late
You
now.
have to crack two sides of it off now.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
Okay. Yes, Ken says you're going to shorten that wire first. Yes, he can. I just want to make sure he had enough that he could do it like, I don't know, 6 inches away, or at least a few inches away, so he wasn't going to get the gun near his.
Right. I'd probably go.
You
with
just solder it as close as you feel comfortable, where the soldering iron's not close to the plastic.
Yeah, there we go. There we are. And then with the switch, does it on the diagram? It doesn't show. It doesn't really matter. Does it matter? What two-prong? Yep.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Bring this a little bit closer.
There is a quiet standard, if you've ever looked, that when there's a rocker switch, the on is typically close to the power plug.
Oh, really?
Or vertical. But since yours is not vertical, normally when you have a rocker switch, vertical is the on position, so you push the top side of the switch to turn it on. Since this
Right.
is not vertical, right? It's horizontal. Is the slot horizontal on your base?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, then typically the on position would be towards the plug.
Okay.
I mean, you can do it any way you want, but it's just
No, I
easier
like
to
that.
remember. You decide towards the power is where the power is going to turn on. So
I like it.
the wires don't matter, but when you actually connect, when you plug that into the acrylic, it will.
Okay.
Oh God! Oh, those were good. 3 dogs down the chute.
3 dog night.
That was wonderful. Hmm.
In here. Where's my tweezers that I had out? Put them away.
I'm gonna go back to where Dash jumped in. He says, "I show up and all I see is a guy with a baseball cap behind him on his head." I thought Ian.
I have always worn my baseball caps this way for the most part.
Is that the?
That's
Is
the
that
one
the big,
thing.
is that your big boy hat?
Actually, no. This one is one of my Mariners hats today.
Mm.
I've been getting part of the reason why I really like the man bun is I didn't have to like brush my hair too much. Like literally just wash it, put it back, done. I kind of missed that a little bit, if I'm being real. So I just started wearing hats at work again, and it's been kind of nice. So
Don says,
But-
spist switch. So I'm going to pretend like I don't know what that means. I do know what that means, but I'm going to pretend like I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means, Jordan?
I do not.
Single pole, single throw.
Oh,
Single pole is it only has one set of terminals. Single throw is it only goes in one direction. Like I'm sure you've seen a switch that goes like off on and then off on the other direction.
mm-hmm.
Or like it's one in one direction and two on the other. And then if it has two sets of wires, like if it closes two circuits, it could be double throw. Yeah.
Okay.
Don knows.
So now I need to take a wire and run it out the other side back in, right?
Yeah. Now this one's going to go towards whatever turning your model on, right? So this would be the power lead probably to the board, like your capacitance board, as well as the lights. Because as soon as you turn that switch on, the backlight's going to come on, right? But it's also going to power your board, which probably has a positive, negative on it, and then a signal out.
Yep. Okay. Perfect. Let's grab.
You can probably use more white for that. Why not? At least you'll know your white is brown. Maybe use a different color for the model or a different color for signal out the switch, that kind of thing. What are you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're still ground, so.
Yeah, so I got the ground hooked up. Now I need to run a positive out this side, right?
No, more ground.
No.
All you've done is put a switch on the ground line. So it's more ground.
More ground. Okay.
Yeah. So do you still have that piece you cut off? How long was that?
I do.
Did you lose it already?
Not that long. Not that long.
Oh, plenty long. Saw that on there.
All right.
We got you some alligator clip jumpers, didn't we?
Yep.
Good. We can test the circuit if you'd like.
Oh, sweet.
Where did you buy those capacitors? You get those on Amazon?
Yep.
Probably not the 100 pack, right? Oh, here they are.
No.
20. It's like a 20 pack.
Yeah.
Power supply 2.5 to 5 volts. But what does it show out? High TT level out, but that might be only 3 volts. We'll test it.
Okay.
And if we burn up the transistor, we know that we can't use this. We have to use something else.
Right.
But we could probably just use another transistor. I still don't think you needed a Arduino unless you're doing some kind of fancy effects. You can do this with all physical switching. So.
Yep. All right. So we have the negative coming from the barrel plug.
Put the other wire through the hole, and plug your switch in. Rock and roll. Eric says, does that make Ian a spist? Don says, Todd passed the test like I knew he would. That was a test?
I need to pinch the edge, yes. Tight fit.
Push harder. It's made to snap in once.
Okay. Okay. There we go.
You're not going to break that quick. That's like 1/8 inch thick.
All right.
Don says I could try harder. Well, don't be calling out like IC numbers and stuff. I don't know that much. And you put it. Well, now you know.
All right.
Right. The on's supposed to be close to power. You put it in there backwards. Yeah, whatever. You can still turn it around, just squeeze the pins and pop it back out.
Oh, didn't clip all the way in.
Oh, lucky you.
There we go.
It's probably not going to clip all the way in. Those clips are usually made for something a little thinner than that acrylic. So it's just going to be helpful.
Perfect.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Wait.
So now let's have some fun. Get your alligator clips. Like strip off the ends of those two wires, the red and the white you got, and then put some alligator clips on them so we're not soldering. And then I would maybe solder maybe like little 3-inch wires on one of your capacitive sensors.
Okay. All right.
What color are you going to use for signal?
Good question. Let's use yellow.
There you go. That's a common color for signal. A data line. Yep.
Nice.
How many times have you ever seen 3 wires and it's red, white, and yellow?
Quite a bit, actually. Good point.
Yep. You can use any color. Your circuit. Oh, no, just like 3 inches. We're just putting a little pigtail on it. And then cut a red and a white, same length.
Okay.
Solder those onto one of your touch sensors. See what happens.
Okay.
Now I have Home on the Range in my head. Was that
With
you?
a deer
And
the antelope play.
Don says I haven't had to deal with component level for a decade. You're definitely safe. Oh, that's good. I remember one time I used to be it would have been my senior year, high school. And I built, using relays and push buttons, I built a Jeopardy buzzer system so he could have this like quiz in class, like a speed quiz.
Oh, cool.
Where you could give the button, they were on these long cables, and you could give them to like 4 different players, and he would push the reset button, and when the people answered the question, only the first person to push their button would light up their little LED. And it ran on like a 9-volt battery, and he absolutely just loved it. And I had to use like physical relays because once one person clicked, it basically disconnected the circuits for everybody else.
Oh.
Interesting little circuit I made. And I remember soldering it together. on my grandmother's like solid wood oak table and dropping the, I didn't have a stand for the soldering iron. I burned a couple notches into her solid wood oak table.
As you do.
As you do.
All right. Round. What am I doing? Not what I'm supposed to be doing. There we go. Come on, Jordan. Think on you. All right. Ground is right. Cut off.
So for these, I would tin them first.
Tin them first
before you cut out the wire. Yeah. Like strip them, tin them, and then come up from
and then cut it down.
Yeah, and well, no, not yet.
Okay.
Tin the end of it, right, and then come up from the bottom on the circuit board so that the pin of the wire is sticking out to the top when you do your soldering.
I see. Got it.
Way it sticks out, you can solder it from the top. It'll be a lot easier to do component connections if you tin that wire first.
Got it. That's not going to help you, Jordan. Need your.
Did you try to just solder it with some yellow wire? Nice.
Yes, I certainly did.
Eric says, I miss the days of the Radio Shack project books. You could buy and build different circuits and things like that. Oh, yeah. My second job was Radio Shack.
I loved Radio Shack as a kid.
Oh, God, it was heaven working there. Buck says, hi, all.
Hey, Buck.
Welcome. Glad you can make it.
Hope you're feeling better, Buck.
Yeah, how are you feeling? I feel so much better now that I've eaten.
Yeah, I was definitely feeling like 100 pesos yesterday. Which isn't much money,
What is the conversion rate now?
It's like probably $1. I don't even know. It's a good question.
All right. Let's look it up. 1 peso. Oh, God, we're going to do it the other direction. $1 is 20 pesos.
Oh.
So a peso is a half.
I felt like $5 yesterday. Okay.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, no. No man bun. Backwards ball cap. Is that Ian?
Right? Yeah, no,
Now it's Ian. Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that?
What? You guys heard that?
What? You guys didn't hear that, right? Eric says, I worked Radio Shack for a few years before Tandy Corp hired me for corporate PC sales. Yeah. Yeah. You're the second person, Buck, that said that. You're not going to you can't wear your baseball cap backwards now. You know what the difference is, though? You don't have that little ducktail of hair sticking out the front.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Don says, and you're not drunk.
Am I?
Mm-hmm. Buck says, oh, good. Buck says he's feeling pretty much better, so he should be on the stream tomorrow. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it.
Excellent.
Dash also wears a baseball cap backwards. You know what? I don't like baseball caps.
Put a little bit too much solder on the pre-tin here. A little tough getting through the pinhole. Yeah, baseball hats have been part of what I've been for years and years and years.
See how that'll make it so much easier to solder from the top by holding it up to the bottom.
Yeah, actually.
Instead of trying to solder at the junction where you're not. This way it gives you a little insulation or a little insulation from the insulation, so you don't melt the insulation back, things like that.
Boom, dude, hell yeah.
Then you can snip off the end. Once it's in there nice, then you snip off the extra wire.
Oh, look at that.
And it'll be a tiny little connection. Perfect. That's it.
Dude, what? Look at this.
Look at you.
Almost looks professional. My God.
Yeah. Looks a little dull though. It's supposed to be a little shinier than that.
Yeah. Need to get a little hotter. I'm always nervous around the boards for whatever reason. I don't want to melt them, but they're also designed to take the heat. I know that. So
yeah. Buck says, "With that, Jordan washed his hands in the basement sink. Maybe the whole time. Were you peeing in Ian's sink?"
No.
Buck says he wore a cap for 24 years. Then he retired from the Air Force. Yeah. Well. Don says, nice. Watch the heat. You can lift the pads. Yeah, you got to get it pretty hot. Lift the pads. I mean, this is one of those things where you basically are getting it hot enough for the solder to fill the hole. That's it. But if you hold it on there, you can do a lot of things. You get it hot enough, it'll go down the traces and melt components off of it. And the little SMDs that are on it will melt off. But God, I never saw it that long.
Oh man.
Dash says, I feel completely naked without a baseball cap on when I go out, or a hoodie or beanie on my head. Well, it's cold too, isn't it? It's Michigan. I can't wear a hat. I look so dumb. I have a big head and I'm tall. Last thing I need is another 3 inches on top. Buck says he's been watching the victory vids. We'll be getting that shipped someday. Oh, very cool.
Very cool. All right.
There you go.
Nice
look at that nice little job you did.
Man. Okay. So
now,
do we need
we'll use the alligator clips to hook up the positive and negatives to your positive and negatives. Do you have a power supply to plug into that?
Yep.
Into your base?
Yeah. Let me grab where are you? Is right here. Is that it? Yep, that's it. All right. Plugged into the base.
All right. Let's hook up your alligator clips to those wires. And then that can go up to your switch. So all we're going to do right now is we're just trying to power up your switch.
Got it. Okay. Positive. And negative.
Turn on your master power switch.
It works.
You did a thing.
Holy crap.
Look at you.
I can do things, guys.
He's almost a big boy now.
It actually worked.
Yeah. Now you want to have some fun? Get a strip of that cob strip, however much you're going to use. Are you going to go all the way around the interior?
Yeah, that's what my thought is.
Okay, so get a piece that big that you're going to use. Let's cut a piece of it off. We're going to see if this little tiny circuit can handle the transition power. And if not, it'll just pop the transistor. No big deal. We'll let the blue genie out.
Okay, so I did cut, after I ran it, I did cut the USB cord off the end of it. So I'm going to need to go ahead.
No, you're going to have to solder some leads on it.
Yep.
Hey, guess what color? Red and white.
Red and white. Exactly.
I mean, technically, you could use yellow and white if you felt like it, since now it's after the switch. It's the switch negative. Right. If you felt like it.
Yep, red and
Oh,
white's
let's
fine.
see. Eric says magic smoke incoming. We might cook this transistor. We'll see. We're gonna see
Still
how much
happen.
power. It could still happen. Jordan getting poked. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Buck says, I think he's talking about the Victory still. It's better than any part work and would run at least 15 to 25K if someone built it for you. Yeah, some of those models get very expensive. Eric says, applause mode activated. Yep. We'll see.
All right.
If he pops the transistor, we'll give it applause. And Don says, oh, our little man is growing up. Aw,
Yes.
LOL.
Yes. Okay.
Ken gives you a little applause. Oh, look who's here.
What's up, Donnie?
The lighting guy himself.
I am lighting a model. I'm lighting something that is for a model on a lit model.
Hey, Donnie.
Welcome. All right. So that's sitting off to the side, and I'm now making a huge giant mess. Let me fix those. These ones.
Unplug it. Don't short out your power supply.
Unplug it?
Yeah, just unplug it. So you don't short out your power supply. You got a bunch of naked metal in there.
That's a good point. Good point. And this has a big old silicone thing over the end, so I need to cut these down here a little bit.
What? No, you don't. The copper pads are right there.
They're underneath silicone.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Gross. The silicone goes over them? Yeah, you got to expose it.
Yeah.
Expose the copper. Yeah, see, Donnie saw the lighting come out and he immediately showed up.
Right.
Right? Tash says, if you light it, they will come. See? Right. Right.
Oh! You okay?
Oh my god.
Ken has an interesting test.
Yeah.
But we're not going to use it that way, but I bet you it does work. He would like to know if you want to test if the touch switch works through the acrylic.
It does, actually.
No.
We wanted
to see it.
Want to see it? We can see it.
And Buck says that'd be a lot of magic smoke if you tried the power supply. Is it a wall wart? Or did you plug in your computer?
It's wall power supply. It's a wall barrel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think you can pretty much short those out and they don't do anything.
So, works there. So we have it powered up. Had it powered up.
Here, I'll leave this up here.
Okay. So, put it up against the edge here.
Don't put the other surface toward it. There you go. Yep.
Yep. And I think what we're going to do too is mount it towards the bottom.
It was dark.
Good. Yeah. Right. Yeah. One of the my thoughts is we oh, my brain just went. It's gone. It just gone.
Well, at some point you're going to want to solder that latch so it latches, right? So you touch it on, touch it off. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Which is, I think it's those two little pads, right? You got to solder. Self-lock is the B. So you got to
B. Yep.
Solder the B pins together.
Okay.
Ken says, cool, thanks.
Absolutely. So we have our positive and our negative. It's all exposed up. Let's grab our red and white. Don't need a whole lot of it, but just enough. About 3 inches, 4 inches or so. Off. See if we can do a double wire strip here. And I found that pre-tinning my wires are kind of like important all across the board.
Oh, I always pre-tin.
Yeah, just in general.
Wires together, everything, because the solder is already glued to the metal.
Yep. And it really helps for this because these don't like being soldered to so well.
Nope. But you can use, if you have a little flux, you put a little flux on those pads.
Perfect. I do have a little bit of flux.
Buck says, shouldn't the wires come out from the other side so you can put the pad against a surface? Yes, but we're not putting it against a surface. We're doing
that's right. We're going to set it down on the bottom, and then we're going to run.
It's going to be mounted to the bottom, and there's going to be a. So on these particular ones, if you look at them, he shows you one. These particular touch buttons. There's a big pad that says touch, right? It's just printed on there, the other side. But if you look closely underneath the red enamel, the red enamel dip, it's just a huge metal pad.
Yeah.
Right. So what we're going to do is you're going to scrape off with a knife. You're going to scrape off the enamel to expose some of the metal into there, and we're just going to solder a wire to that pad. And then, anytime you come near touching that wire, just touching that wire, it's gonna trigger it.
Perfect. That's so cool.
Eric says, Jordan, remember soldering irons are hot. Don't touch.
Dude, I cannot tell you how many times I think about that.
Remember, kids, electricity kills.
Right.
Stephen Haynes is still hanging out with us. Way to go. He's such a trooper.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Stephen. Definitely. I know I do. Ooh. Need a sip of something here. These Yeti cups, man. Fantastic. Another Ken gift. Surrounded by Ken gifts.
Well, at least you'll never forget who you are.
No.
Buck says,
The
show me
gift of modeling.
On the enamel pad where the bad man touched you. That's exactly right.
Getting some flux here. A little bit on the pads.
Donnie says, I didn't know you could extend the pass with a wire. I need to work on my defined base more now. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. Hopefully we'll be able to try it and show you how it works.
Okay.
Steven says he'll be here until 3 a.m. UK time, right? So what is that, 7 hours later than here? So it's 1:45 in the morning. Is that right? Eric says, Buck, did you lick the light button? Oh.
Whoa.
What are you doing over there?
What's happening, There we are. Clean off the tip here. Down.
Why don't you and I have a cup of tea while the children play?
Thank you, but they require my supervision. Fun will now commence.
This is so difficult to get these soldered on sometimes.
Well, first of all, try holding the wire with the OmniFixo much closer to the actual end of the wire. So
yeah, I'm seeing that. And I'm sure
very,
you're
very
doing
close
both.
to the end of the wire.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, a lot of times what I'll do with these is put some solder on, like put a little ball of solder on the end of the soldering iron and put a ball of solder on each one of those pads first. So
I see.
A little ball of solder on the pads, waiting for the wire, because then the wire's already tinned. So at that point, you're just bringing the two together. So first thing you want to do is just get some solder on those pads.
Get a ball on the end there. There we go. Not easy.
Nope. sometimes I even have to scratch up the, just with like the tip of X-Acto knife, I'll scratch up the tip of so the copper pad has some grooves in it, just real lightly, just to rough it up a little bit. Let's see. He liked the lick button. Your stream has a lick button? Sweet.
Whoa.
Eric says, I found a way not to spend money on cool toys while watching the HTM guys. Pay your bills while watching. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ew.
That's gross.
Ken says, don't forget the flux. Yeah, we fluxed it. That's right. What the flux?
Flux the hell out of it.
Just the flux, ma'am. Well, Buck is trying. I'm gonna give Buck credit for trying. He says, "Did you use the fry?" Then he says, "The frux." You get a like a C+ for trying, Buck. I think he's stroking over there. Don't do that.
All right. Oh no.
Dude, putting those three wieners in my mouth was the best.
Oh.
Oh, did I not mute myself? You want to say hi to Jordan while he's soldering his LED strip?
Hi, Jordan. Sorry, I couldn't put some wieners in your mouth.
Wow.
What's up, Aaron?
If you're here, I'd have definitely.
If you come to Phoenix, he'll throw some wieners in your mouth.
That's right.
More of a reason now to come. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Or a reason to.
Oh, what's happening?
I don't know. Don's like, we don't judge. I don't know if he's talking about Buck licking his iPad or his auto stupid correct. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, these are like
they're a pain, aren't they?
Yeah, getting that I just went ahead and scratched that up, and that made a huge difference.
Yeah. It's probably what happened is there's still a tiny little layer of the silicone on there.
Yeah.
And the solder just will not stick to the silicone.
Not much sticks to silicone, actually.
Ken says, but Todd, you didn't have Five Guys? We do have Five Guys, but I don't eat Five Guys.
Ken likes to pretend he doesn't like taking a sausage.
Did it hurt?
He's Canadian. They don't do that.
What's that all about?
He's the one that sent us all the candy.
Of which is getting dangerously low for me now.
We'll definitely eat some elk sausage.
Oh, moose meat? Elk meat? What else they got there?
Beaver?
They probably eat beaver. Hey, Ken, do you eat beaver?
Would you like to?
Moose meat, sausage, and some beaver anus.
Wow. They love poutine.
Sure. It's amazing what goes on poutine. A little gravy will cover up a lot.
Covers up the grave area. Everything, even bad things are better with gravy on them.
That's right.
It's true.
He says poutine. Buck says you want a ball of solder on the pad, let it cool, then reheat the solder and stick your wire in. Yep, that's exactly what we're trying to do. At least that's Buck explained it easier than I did. Dad says, wait, he won't sleep in the same room as Ian, yet he's going to put 3 wieners in his mouth. Dude, you got issues. Yeah, well.
Don't judge.
The wieners don't snore.
Sure.
And they don't...
They come with chili and cheese on them.
Yeah, they don't pollute the gas. They make the gas. They just don't go up my nose. They smell a lot better than Ian probably does. Buck says I'm running out of diabetes fuel too. Ken says beaver tails. No, stop. Beaver tails? You guys eat beaver tails? I hope that's a euphemism.
Bucky sells beaver nuggets.
That's true. But that's just beef. It's not actually beaver.
No, it's actually like popcorn. Like pop.
It's
like corn pop.
All right.
But they're beaver?
Managed to
They call
actually.
Bucky's the beaver.
Yeah, but they're not actual beaver.
No. But they call them beaver.
There's only one beaver that I would eat.
Oh.
The old
Oh, look, and there she is. Oh, I'm sorry, baby.
Oh God. Oh man.
Buck says
All right.
be in stores from both ends. Yep. Yep.
Very true.
Yeah.
All right, so I got my power taken care of.
Perfect. All right, so
Oh.
the white wire goes to the end of your ground. So that's your black connector. So connect that to your ground. Oh, you know what? Oh, you're not gonna be able to do that. No, it should still work. It should still work. So you can connect those together, twist those together. Donnie says, well, if a beaver is ... then a beaver tail would be, oh boy.
What's happening? Awesome
And then
things
the
are happening.
power, the positive power for your light strip should come from your capacitor, right? So that should be the yellow.
Oh, it should be coming from the yellow. Got it.
The yellow goes to your light strip. There you
Got
go.
it.
Don says, speaking of spider senses, I know. It's like saying Ian's name 3 times.
Maybe we say his name 3 times. He can hop onto my stream and start talking about himself again.
Yeah, you can always ask.
And he's probably getting ready for the snow apocalypse they're about to experience tomorrow.
Yeah, he's putting gas in his Jenny. I'm like,
It's Jenny.
really?
What?
All right, are we ready to see it? Are we ready to see if it's going to go kablooey?
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
Put it on something that won't melt.
Power on.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. It's not very bright.
Doesn't have to be very bright.
But it works.
Look at that.
Holy crap.
Now solder your little B pins on that switch so it locks. So it's latching.
Yeah. What? Very cool.
Because that's going to have to power not just that. That's probably your bigger. That I bet you that LED strip. Well, no, because you have LED strips in the. Do you have LED strips inside the model too?
I do inside the nacelles, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see. We'll put the whole load on there and see what happens.
Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's.
So that is
to latch it. Yeah, just remember. Remember we did this with a little piece of resistor wire.
Yep.
You said that was a lot easier to bridge those. You know why it stayed on, Buck? Is because it was detecting the wire that it was next to. That's enough to change the capacitive. It was detecting the wire. That is why the wire extension works.
Let's grab a little section of resistor wire.
Best jumpers in the world, this stuff here. And it's almost free. Buck says, yep, stayed on. Oh, wait, no, here there's more. Oh, shut up. What are you doing, Buck? God. All right, so Buck says make boom now. Well, we haven't blown it up yet, but we're not done. We still have to power the model through the same thing. Eric says Buck has been getting a lot of alien tail in his videos as of late. That's true. A lot of alien tail.
Very awkward.
Ken says beaver tails are a pastry quite popular at the fair. Fried dough then covered in toppings of choice, chocolate sprinkles, and cake. But it's not real beaver, right? They just call it a beaver tail. Right? Right?
Where'd it
Buck
go?
says wait, it stayed on. Yep. Ken says now toss the light inside and see how the panel looks. We'll do that.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we're getting there. He's gonna have to actually solder these things together. Right now, we're just testing. Buck says, and Donnie says, I got a beaver at the fair once. Oh boy. I bet you did. Ken says, no, not real beaver. Like the beaver nuggets at Bucky's. I wonder if you say Bucky's 3 times if Ian shows up.
Seriously. Oh, did it just drop? Making sure such a tiny piece of metal stays in place is kind of a pain in the butt, though.
Well, cheat. Use the longer piece of metal. Cut the ends off once it's soldered there.
Yeah.
Hold it in a pair of tweezers, solder it, clip off the extra. It's like magic. Let's see. Oh God, everybody's look at these people. Jet says I have a video I uploaded all about beaver.
Oh man.
Buck says, speaking of vids, releasing my Lobster Smack box opening tonight. Oh, cool. That's cool. I would like to see that. Donnie's trying. Oh God, Donnie's trying to summon the Ian. He says, Bucky's. Don says, or beef jerky. I think that's what the beaver nuggets are, right? At Bucky's, isn't that little pieces of beef jerky?
I think so.
Buck says, more wood. I don't see any wood. I guess there's paper. Does that count as old wood? Dash says, you forgot Buck's also got Robo Leg too. Yeah, but what was he building the? Well, he's got the Optimus. He wasn't doing RoboCop, was he? RoboCop is he even here in the U.S.? I don't think so. Yeah. Jet says the de Havilland Canada DHC-2 Beaver for the U.S. Army. No, that's different Beaver. Dash says he's doing it in Disney's Dollhouse basement. Oh
my God. All right.
So now you should be able to turn it on. It should stay on.
Plugged in. Switched on. Switched on.
Ta-da!
Woo!
Look at you go.
Wow, it actually works.
Now you want to do the extension, see if that works.
See how the model goes. Add the model.
Well,
to
we
the
can.
mix,
I was going to say, do you want to add the wire to the switch? I know some people were interested in seeing that work. The extension of the capacitive sensor.
Oh yeah.
So let's turn that back off. And then all we're going to do is where it says touch on it. Just
scrape it off a little bit.
Knife. Yeah, just your X-Acto knife or little. You know what would work great? I bet you would work great is your sanding machine. Just lightly, just brush it and just to expose the metal. All you got to do is just sand off some of that red enamel. So you can see the pad underneath.
There we go.
And enamel's some pretty hard stuff.
It really is.
It is, man. That's what it's for. Jet says that his Beaver is the 1/48 scale paper bush plane. Buck says Ian Bucky's. It's not working. Building RoboCop, we can get parts. Yeah, I do want to see RoboCop. Buck was meant to start the Eiffel Tower today, but didn't, so Saturday. I can't wait to see it. Maybe you can do some on Sunday. Paul says all these mini candles, electrickery, it's all witchcraft. I know. Can you pull the insulation off of that wire?
This one?
Yeah, is that braided wire? It really is better if you have solid wire. Do you have craft wire?
I do have craft wire, yes. Hold on. It's not very thin craft wire, however. It's not thick.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Solder it to that pad. Piece of, I don't know, pull off like 6 inches or something.
Okay.
Probably want to flux this too. Flux it.
Yeah.
The soldering iron will probably melt off some of that enamel if you hold it there long enough too.
Yeah. I got a nice little patch of
As
exposed.
long as you have something you could solder it to. By the way, Cisco is out of danger. He's pretty far south. I mean, he's down by San Diego. He's an hour from LA. Ken says, Todd, look at admin in Discord to see beaver tails. Okay, I can do that. Let me see what this- Oh, those actually kind of look really good. Are they flat? Is the dough hard? Is it like a cookie or is it like fluffy? Once soldered, put it in an outlet. No, don't. And is Cisco safe? You know, I thought Cisco would let me know about him, but I mean, he's in San Diego. I wasn't really concerned. There's some very interesting signs, or pictures, I should say, of like the fire going up the Hollywood sign or behind the Hollywood sign on the hill.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, I'm getting Enterprise parts. Your Enterprise package is on the way. Even though I finished it like 3 months ago. I would love my Falcon parts to show up.
Yeah, I just went through the process today where they did the cancel and then restart package.
Did you scratch up that copper? It's just like solder. It's just like soldering onto your LED strip.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
There was a ball of solder on the pad.
Well, the pad takes a lot more heat to heat up because it's so big. Jet says Canadians, I think he's quoting a headline, Canadians joined the fight against Los Angeles area wildfires. I would imagine there's firefighters going all over the place. It's not a cookie, it's a pastry. Oh, that's even better. Oh, now I want one. Do I have to come to Canada for one? And Buck says they are shopping Enterprise parts for the Falcon. Do you mean shipping? Shipping? Is that what I'm getting instead? Maybe. I still have Home on the Range in my head. Get it out of my head, Jordan.
Now I'm on the spot.
What was it? Kylie Minogue? Can't get you out of my head. Boy, you're something, something, something. Think about.
This is not wanting to stick. A big thing exposed here.
Yeah. It's nice and shiny. Try putting solder on there first. See if you can get the solder to stick to it.
Got it.
And Donnie asked, did you use flux? I told him to.
I did.
Yeah. Don says, play one of the songs. I try to limit playing one of the songs. I can. Do we need your song to play while you're trying to solder this?
I mean, why not? It's a great song.
It is a great song. Dash says, I was cleaning out my email bin and came across EM sales and discount offers. I guess I need to clear more. Yeah, I would think so. Did you use flux? Don says, Ian isn't here, so he can't get pissed. Yeah. Well, you know what? We have your other songs, not the one I really created for you.
Well, it's out of the very bottom.
No, I know. That one is, but we have the first ones I created.
Yep.
Got the model kits on the table, chaos. Spilling paint like rain falling while no control. Pieces drop like broken dreams scattered round. Laughter cuts the silence and shakes the night free. Glue and fingers, stickiness of a masterpiece.
This is
Plastic
terrible.
parts slipping lost in the void. Cooking pizza, smoke around.
Oh God, that's awful. That's what happens. That's what happens when you let Suno write lyrics. It's awful.
Yep. Plenty of flux was used in the making of this model.
Let's try this one.
Pieces scattered around the floor, dreams in plastic form, chasing bits with hope and rage. Paint spills like a storm, colors running, fingers glued, cursing in the night, laughing through the mess we made. Creations taking flight, plans were drawn and visions born, tiny worlds unreal, figures voiceless tales.
So, Buck says you need paste flux and a syringe for pad. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Go to Amazon, get some. We can do that in a different. You can get some, and we can come back to it.
Yeah. Should I try one of these wires instead?
You can try it. Yeah. You just need a wire.
Yeah.
But since that is that braided wire or it's solid?
I have solid 30 gauge.
Yeah, any piece of wire.
Yep.
Blueprints crumpled, hearts are light, models in a row.
You have your own soundtrack that's playing in the background.
I know. It's so crazy.
Buck says he can get it tomorrow. Maybe he might still be working on this.
Dear God.
Because really, all we have to do now is just wire your model in. Just temporarily. See if it works.
In the mess we find our soul, rising in the mounts.
Dash says, what's funny, Ian sound bits are the same volume as Ian normally talking at the gigs to sound bottom.
There we go.
There you go. It may not work as well with the installation on it.
Right. So I wonder if maybe I like strip off a large end here.
Yeah, just
I'll have a large.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Okay, let's go ahead and power her up. See what happens.
Now you just put your finger on the end of the wire. Did it electrocute you? No, doesn't work like that. And that is how you get. And then what we're going to do, see, is then we'll just either epoxy or acrylic a wire to the back of the acrylic.
Yeah.
We'll just use some resin or something, and we'll make a real thin loop of wire where the button needs to be. And then when you put your finger through the acrylic, like where's your LCARS?
Right here.
Put it over top of that wire and touch through it. Pretend that's your button.
It's cooperate, damn it.
Okay. Some tape.
Some tape would be good. Yeah. Why is this so hard?
Buck says, make boom. We're trying. We'll hook up the model and we'll see if we can make it go boom.
Now, the one thing I will say is that I do have a slight flicker in the cob.
Really? Because the camera hasn't put it up.
Yep.
Right through the acrylic. So flip that over now so we can see it.
Okay.
You got to figure out where the wire is.
Actually. Okay, that's weird.
It's picking up something. It didn't do that before the tape, right?
No.
Don't let that wire get close to anything else. If it's close to any electronics, anything like that, that's it. They could pick up it's picking up basically a change in capacitance of the wire because something with the electromagnetic field is getting near it. So anything metallic wants it to go off, or anything that's conductive like your body. That's the whole point. So don't let that wire near anything else.
Yeah.
You brush it with your arm.
Yeah.
Like move the OmniFixo and everything. Like don't let that wire near anything metal. There you go. It's temperamental, isn't it?
It's very temperamental.
I'm gonna catch up on this stuff. Dash says braided wire will take solder over solid. Yep, that's true. Donnie says that's cool. Yeah, we're not doing it in the best way, but that's the idea. You solder to that pad, and you're just extending the field of the pad. Buck says very cool. Dash says these songs are the transition section where you speed up the video and time lapse. That's right. Something ain't working, boss. Yeah, you're working with magnetic fields and capacitive. I mean, you're getting close to the wire is what causes it to detect a capacitance change, but that also means the longer that wire, the more it's susceptible to other things. When you actually put this in, you know what I mean? Like the wires can be really short.
Right. Yeah.
Dash says he's going to go home and put together more of the GTR 35R, the engine, the 1.6 engine. Yeah. Don says you might be creating an antenna. Generally, I mean, it's not an antenna because it's not transmitting RF, but the idea is the same. Yeah.
It's weird. Is like I'm holding the wire just up against the plexi, and it's doing that.
You know, it's interesting. I wonder if there's a conductiveness to the plexi. Try putting a piece of tape onto the plexi first, and then tape the wire to the tape.
I see.
Maybe we have to insulate the wire from the plexi. It might be picking up the static. There's static electricity typically on acrylic pieces.
Right.
Ken says lay the LCARS directly on the wire. That's what I was thinking too, like put it on your workshop. But it could be that the wire is just picking up static. So you have to maybe insulate it from the acrylic a little bit.
Yep.
There you go.
That's exactly it.
Look at this.
So
now turn your LCARS over. It was farther down. It seemed like it. See, you got the wire. See, you keep putting the wire next to your other wires. Keep the yellow wire.
What's happened is it got outside of the tape.
Well, when you lay it down, that yellow wire gets close to the LED strip too.
Yeah. There you go.
That's at least you got the idea.
Yep. A little touchy, but
yeah,
that works. Okay.
Okay, perfect. We know that works. We'll dial it in because we'll figure out how the best way to have it so it doesn't pick up other things. Buck says chicken, corn, and roasted taters. I assume he's talking about his dinner.
Oh, there's like 2 pieces of solder down on the table right there. Okay.
Yeah, you broke it.
Probably. Weird.
I bet you if you cut that wire a lot shorter, it'll work better. It won't be as sensitive. That
Good
wire
point.
is long.
Okay.
But anyway, so now if you can grab your model and just set it somewhere that we can hook up power to it.
Sounds good. Gonna need to do a little bit of
Buck is still
surgery
trying.
here.
Now he says Ian Bucky's pit stain. Now he's really trying to get him. That doesn't bring him nothing, Will. I don't know why he never joins your streams very often, does he?
No, he doesn't. I think honestly, if I like pay attention to Ian's patterns, I think it has a lot to do with he does his recording on Wednesdays or Thursdays.
Gotcha.
So
now just run another pair of alligator clips or something over to the same wires as that are going to the light.
could I literally just take a pair of?
Okay, so now we actually need to wire a little differently because now we want the LED strip to be on all the time, as long as there's power, and we want the ship to be on. So take the red and black that are connected to your LED strip and connect that to your ship.
Got it.
So just replace the LED strip with your ship power.
I see. So wait, hold on. Just off the main power?
No, whatever wires are connected to the LED strip right now. You have wire. You have the two. Yeah, those.
Got it. Just replace the LED strip.
Yeah, replace the LED strip with your model.
Perfect.
Dash says, Jordan, take off your rubber socks. No, we need a full shock. Let's see. Ken says, time to figure out where to drill the hole. Donnie says it could be because no one has to listen to him when he's just in chat. Are we talking about Ian? They for the offer because for dinner. I bet you didn't have 3 Portillo's chili dogs. So your ship goes yellow wire, white wire. God, she always calls it the worst time.
Oops.
So red from the switch, just go to red power.
Red from the switch?
Yeah, red from the switch goes to red. Yep, you got that. And the red from your model goes to the yellow, right?
I may have gotten that wrong.
No, I think you had it right. I think you had it right. Red from the model goes to the yellow output of the switch.
Yeah. There we go.
That's it.
I expose these a little bit more.
Yes, I know, Don. I went to a Ted's Hot Dogs. These taco chili dogs are different depending on where you are in the States. They're different all over the place. And I went to Ted's and they grill their hot dogs over charcoal, and it was awful. It was awful.
All right. And then
that's it. See if it turns on your model.
Ooh, very weakly though.
Yeah.
Very weakly.
Yeah. It's not letting enough juice go through that switch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super weak.
Okay. You have a transistor?
A transistor? No, I don't. Actually.
You can get some of those little transistors that I use that come on the blocks.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They have screw terminals, super easy.
Okay.
Let me find them. Oh, please.
Let's see if I can bring this one up.
It's just the transistor will let all the juice. That may be limiting how much power is going through it.
Right.
And so it's not letting the full amperage go through, so you can't get all the current it needs to light everything up.
Right. It's not even powering up the Arduino that's inside. powering up the nacelles and the deflector and the impulse engine. And that's it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put a link in your chat. I get these. It's like $12 for like 10 of them.
Okay. Sweet.
And that'll actually work better because it'll let the full power go to. Because see, like your switch. See, we can actually power. So you grab your leads for the LED strip, and let's throw your LED strip in the box because that should be on whenever the box is powered on, right? So where you have the first junction of the alligator clips, add your LEDs there. That one and that one. Yep. That way, as soon as the switch is turned on, your LED strip comes on.
Got it. Makes sense.
So you can twist your LED wires to those wires. And we're getting close to the point where maybe you can even put the LCARS on top, see what it looks like.
Sweet. Jordan, you have wire strippers?
Yep. Jet says, talking about soldering, I have 2 soldering photo etch videos up on my recent Tiger 1 initial project. Ooh, soldering photo etch, something I have never done.
Oh my God. I tried once.
Did you really?
Yeah, no, that didn't last very long.
Donnie says, I have lots of MOSFETs. Want me to email you one? These are great boards if you want to just get into using them initially without actually having to know, like, because you can buy just the transistor.
Right.
You can buy just like an NPN transistor and just call it good, if you get the right one. But this way you don't have to worry about gate values and drain values and clamping voltages and all that. You don't have to worry about. Look how much brighter that is.
Whew. Yeah.
So now let's just loosely throw that in your box. You can hook up the alligator clips. Don't leave those other wires exposed, but you can hook up the alligator clips
to the model.
Yeah, where you twisted those together. And now you're providing power to the switch, which can provide power to your model. Dimly, but still the same. Now when you hit your capacitor switch, turn your model on and off.
Model's on and it's near something metal.
That antenna is probably freaking it out.
Yep. All right. Simple enough.
There you go. That's your circuit.
Super simple.
We'll tune in that touch sensor.
Yeah. And obviously, I'm going to take a look around and try to find the Adafruit one. And if not, then we'll just order some new Adafruit ones.
Yeah, if you remember,
these ones are fun.
Yeah, that's the one that came with your
Star Destroyer.
Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
It was also a piece of junk.
Yeah.
They're not great.
No.
So if you have a way, maybe get some tape and let's wrap that LED strip around the edge. Like we were talking about running it around the perimeter.
Like right around the inside.
Some, like Scotch tape, just tape it in place temporarily, and then we'll throw the see what it looks like.
I still need to get some Scotch tape. I can't believe.
Yeah, just use regular tape. It's fine for now.
Yeah, perfect.
Let's see. So this Buck says I threw those in my cart and need someone to teach me sometime. Those are super easy to use. They have a trigger solder point and a power in, power out. That's it.
Oh,
you give it 5 volts on the trigger, and it will do the rest. The nice thing about that one too is that'll I think it switches anything from 5 to 36 volts, like up to 400.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
5 to 36 volts. Holy crap!
Yeah, 5 to 36 volts at like 15 amps, so it's like 400 watts of power it can switch.
Wow.
Dash says, so you're asking Todd to teach an old dog new tricks. You can never stop learning. Donnie says, I have transistors too. Maybe. Hey, Jody. Say hi to Jody. What's up, shipheads?
Hey, Jody.
I hope I
I
didn't miss
love it.
too much. Oh, you missed a lot. You have to watch back. Donnie's asking, he did answer this, but you want to answer Donnie? He's asking, did you ever get your new board for the Star Destroyer?
So it just cleared customs in New York. So it should be here hopefully within the next week or so. The next stream next week is going to be all about that Star Destroyer. Don't have a deadline, but I want to get it finished.
Buck
Out of the
says,
way, 'cause
you missed the warp core
Yeah.
breach. You missed it, Jody. No, it's all right. 24 volts, baby. You can put 24 volts through it. Not on the trigger, but on the main line you can.
It's funny as nothing.
No,
like
we were trying.
silicon.
See, Jody, we were trying to have a warp core breach. We really thought we were. I really thought we were going to toast that little transistor on that switch, but we didn't.
It actually took it, like, surprisingly.
It really cuts down on the amps available. It doesn't have a lot of juice. It probably has some stupid fat resistor on it, and it's just, on purpose to keep it line level.
I wonder if we can see what's on the
Let's see,
resistor.
check mods. Ken says start the strip light beside power in and by the switch. I agree, but this is just a test.
Yeah, I'm just
Keep
running
your
around.
wire shorter. This is just a test real quick.
Yeah.
But you know what he means, right? Where you're going to start in the strip near the wiring, so the wires are short.
Yeah, the strip. Actually, I already have it starting right here.
Oh yeah, that is the power side. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Then kind of tuck these underneath these wires real fast. There we go. There we go.
The nice thing about these particular MOSFETs is the ones I put a link to is one, they're dual resistor, they're dual transistor that can handle higher load, and two, you can fire a PDM through them, so you can dim. So that's what I use to dim the LED power, those high power strips I have inside the Enterprise. Is because they'll
nice.
PWM, right? So I can send a PWM signal to it, and it'll cycle them fast enough to take PWM, and so the LEDs can dim. That's how I get it in Enterprise Windows.
Okay. Those are on. Let's go ahead and add some power to the model.
Oh, don't turn it on yet. You got to put the LCARS on there first. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Let's put the panel in, then turn it on. See what it looks like.
There is the very dirty LCARS. My grubby fingerprints all over it. A bit of a snug fit, which is good.
Maybe it needed to be popped in there while the glue was drying.
Could be.
But it's okay. It's enough to just hold it in there. Let's see how it looks.
Oh my god.
That looks sick.
Dude.
That looks fantastic.
Wow.
You could actually dim that a little bit. It's almost too
really could.
Wow.
Yeah.
That looks fantastic.
It looks really, really good. And there's really only outside, maybe around the edges, just a little bit. And that's where the dimming would come into place. Like a little bit of bleed. But oh wow. That looks really good.
Yeah, did you decide where you're going to drill a hole in that?
So now, that's going to be the next question.
Feels like it should be lower left of the captain's yacht. That's about close to center as you can get, isn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking
that open space.
Yeah, like right in this general area.
Yeah,
right
and then
here.
you can put the where the more mass, where because the post a lot of times isn't in the center of the ship. You can put most of the mass left or right depending on how it centers on the panel.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. There you go.
I think That's actually a perfect position. That is sitting directly in front of the deflector.
Oh,
That looks really cool. That looks really cool.
Jody says,
Wow.
no way, that's darn cool. Eric says, that looks really fantastic.
Thank you, guys.
Josh
Thank
says,
you,
you got to
Ken.
drill a hole in the poor thing. Yep.
That won't be too hard, actually. It is acrylic.
Ken says,
so,
that's why I like these bases. Yep.
Right in the middle for a warp core breach. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's perfectly. That's perfect. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously the camera is more sensitive than your eyes are. I mean, it looks like some of that light is bleeding through the black. The black is very good.
It is. There is some light.
Edges, but I think, man, if you dim that down a little bit, you know, you might be able to. What if the post wasn't on the LCARS? Where would the post be?
That's a good question. Yeah, where would it be? You'd have to like set it out of the side and have it kind of like coming up like an L-shaped post or something like that.
Yeah. The only other weird thing is that if the ship faces one way and the LCARS faces the other way, is that going to be weird? I think so. It feels like you kind of have to have the ship facing the same direction as the LCARS.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good point.
But
it
there's
still kind of winds up.
There's some holes there towards the back where you don't have to drill through the graphics, like just under the fan tail back there in that big open space. How about that?
You could, yeah.
Not too far back. Jody says, add a strip of wood to the top edge and make a hole. I wouldn't do that. I don't know about Jordan, but
I ain't got no wood to attach to it.
he ain't got no wood.
I ain't got no wood.
He ain't got no wood.
I think honestly, still right in front of the deflector is fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I do agree. You want to have the ship facing the same direction as the LCARS.
And honestly, I mean that's a personal preference about the whole. You know, I was trying not to drill through any of the graphics, right? If you can.
Right.
But realistically, you know, there's that space right underneath the warp core. There's a little black space in your LCARS. You could put it there. You could put the hole in front of the deflector, like you said.
That would be, you know, maybe this spot wouldn't be too bad.
Well, here's another thing too. So you can show off your LCARS in the same way. Is maybe put the hole above where the shuttle bay exit is, up there in that gap above the ship. If it was up there, it shows off more of your LCARS, putting the ship towards the back of the display.
Yeah, good point.
What do you think about that? Dude, there's lots of space up there. You could put it up on top of the saucer. You got 3 big spaces there.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Now where people can see your LCARS.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, and it doesn't stick out too far. You know, that's perfect.
Excellent. Dash says, I ordered 6 of these bases and a couple tops for a few kits. Yep.
Jesus, Dash.
Donnie says it shows through a little bit of my Defiant base too. Oh, there's ways to light block. I'm not worried about that. Ken says, also when the top is in place, it can't go anywhere with a rod or tube going through it. That's true.
Yep.
It's only about a 5mm hole. Yeah, so it's not shouldn't be much.
Yep, it's 6mm actually.
6. What if you make float like the Discovery ships 900 years in the future? And Buck says, I've got more wood than all of you, discounting Keith Dunn.
We're not here whipping out our preciouses, my friends.
Yeah, I almost think you could probably dim, like we could put a resistor on that strip and dim it down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, as long as it's, I mean, it should be bright enough that you can see that it's lit in the room, right? You got to think about it's going to be on display in the model room that you can see that it's lit.
Yeah.
But not so bright that it's blasting through the black.
Right. Exactly.
And then the edges, you know, we can create a gasket with electrical tape. There's ways around that.
Well, and I also don't have it fully seated down as well because, like, I don't want to try to like separate it again if I can avoid it. You know, like
Yeah. No,
So-
once you get it in there, you won't be able to get it out.
Exactly.
Oh, that's gonna work so
So-
good. Oh, we could even tone down the LED just with like tinted, like window tint, like a strip
Oh
of
yeah.
window
Yeah.
without using a resistor. You can buy rolls of window tint online. You just add layers as much as you need and just basically put strips of window tint on it. And you could color it.
Oh.
Like if you wanted to make it more blue, or if you wanted to, if it was too white or too blue, you could colorize it with some colored tint, just some tint film. Buck says, make sure you weigh the base with the ship being off center. You don't want it to tip over. That's true.
Good point.
You can go buy some big washers, big heavy washers at like Home Depot, and you glue them in there.
Oh, to offset it.
Yeah, just so it's even, so it doesn't want to tip backwards.
Well, it
But I
says
don't
here
think-
that
I
it
don't- I
weighs
think-
3.1 million metric tons.
Yeah, right.
Come on now.
But I think if you put that hole like right behind the shuttle bay opening, like right there,
here.
I think if you put it right there or just in front of that line, I think that's far enough forward that it's not going to tip the base.
Yeah, I agree.
I think if you go any farther
agree.
back, you might, but I think that'll be fine. Let's see. One of them was War of the Worlds. Dash says, Buck, I do have to shove a pile of wood and sawmill. Okay, it says yes. Don says milk containers. That's a good diffuser, yes. But I don't know if it's going to dim the light as much. I think something, if you have any kind of darker translucent anything, but first thing comes to mind is window tint, but Buck says, see, I can be serious. Paul says, look really good, Jordan, to think you did it with absolutely no help from anyone whatsoever. And using Todd only to narrate what you're doing was genius.
Right?
Paul nailed it on that.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
See, now if you hook up your little alligator clips and sneak them out under the display, you could set the model on top and turn it on and off.
Probably couldn't I?
I mean, just for fun. I don't know how much else we can do tonight.
Not much else. We're literally
basically you got the circuit built. You know how to do the rest of it. The rest of it's just actually fitting it all in there.
Exactly, and then getting the proper. Somewhere in here are the proper switches. Like, kind of annoyed that I misplaced it. Okay, so there's that. Trying to be as organized as I possibly can be, but in the process of organization, you get less organized, which makes zero sense.
Oh, see?
All right. All right, so those are connected up. Let's go ahead and carefully pull that out. Grab the LCARS base. Pop that down in. On. And on.
Now switch your camera angle.
Probably
Gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be hard to tell because you have that big black base on the ship, and it's
yeah.
I mean, if you don't want it to keep turning on and off, just rip that antenna wire off that solder. Just rip the antenna wire off. So
yeah, it's kind of a.
We know it works, but it's so sensitive with that line on there. Just yank it off and just push the pad. There you go.
Let's go to OBS and go to my right side camera. I don't know why it's not switching.
You have some amazing ventriloquist skills, Jordan. That's right.
Right.
Or is it me?
I'm not sure. Right. I'm not sure why my right side camera's not wanting to work.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Right.
Buck says instead of dimming, put a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch wood strip directly above the cob wire. That way, most of your light will be reflected. You might even be able to do that with a piece of aluminum tape.
Oh yeah, good point.
Just basically build a shield around it so that light doesn't come up to the top. But I'm more worried about like the light around the edge is right above the LED. But you're right, if you deflected it in, that might help.
Right.
Dash says, I think it was Todd pulling Jordan's strings. He's Peanut and Todd Dunham. Oh God.
God.
It's Dunham. It's Dumas.
Dumas.
That's right. See, wooden model thoughts. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, now just imagine it without that black base there and all that wire is exposed. There you go.
Very cool, man.
I think we can make this look really good, man.
I think so too.
I really
so
like that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to continue on with another stream of this one. Like I said, for next week, it's probably going to be the Star Destroyers. I need to finish up that build, but when we do come back around for this, it'll give me a chance to find all the parts and everything that I need. Yeah, I can literally see as the as the Bussards are doing their thing, it's bringing down the voltage inside the nacelles, and so they're also pulsing in and out.
Wow. Hey, it's a living ship, okay?
It is a living ship. But yeah, so when we come back around for this one, we'll definitely we'll be finishing up the base. I'll have everything that I need, and then we'll probably need to look at a little bit of light blocking and all of that jazz. But I think that this is a great little start. The base, the at least the frame is built, and we got all of the things kind of like wired in and tested. No, this is not going to go to Wonderfest. I know, no. This is one of those models that is for as nice as it has turned out. It passes the 6-foot test. It doesn't really pass much else. And I'm proud of this model for kind of the storytelling. I went for like 5 hours last week. I probably need to limit that this week a little bit. I mean, as nice as it was, I mean, we can hang out for just a little bit longer. But yeah, for
a me board,
power system,
a buckboard,
buckboard. But yeah, no, like for this one, it's kind of the story. It's like a bit of a storyteller for me in a lot of ways. Like, you know, I started it last January. I bought it over a year ago, and I started the first episode dropped 364 days ago. Thanks, Don. So the first episode was basically a year ago, and you know, a lot has changed for me over this last year. And so to kind of see the progress in the build itself, like, you know, it's pretty cool. If anything, I would like to do another Enterprise C. Thanks, Chase. Appreciate that. I'd like to do another Ambassador class. I do have the translucent kit, so I'd want to do the windows and all of that. Thankfully, back behind there now, I have the the vinyl cutter, so I can do proper. Nice, Paul. I'll be able to actually do proper, like, you know, stencils and all of that, and vinyl, you know, masking for the windows, and it just, there was a lot of things that I would have liked to have done better for this model, but at the same time, like, I'm proud of the work that was done, and really to be able to actually like build this base, because like Ken so graciously got this for me like months ago, and I've been like guiltily going, oh man, I need to finish the model so we can actually build it. And Todd and I were talking about doing this exact thing that we're doing right now months ago, and so for me, this is something that look forward to having. I need to yeah, Buck. For me, that's a long time in the modeling world. But you know, it's nice to be able to actually get a little bit of work done on this, and as this thing is getting towards the very end, like it is pretty cool. I'm really enjoying it, and you know, just it feels good to have a model finishing and getting done and off the bench. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that. And I see Buck's next comment, the 12-year unfit Enterprise. You know what's funny is like this is 1400 scale and is a decent sized model. Like, it's not a small model by any means. You know, it's like 18 inches long. Like, it's fairly, is it 18 inches long? I don't even know. Hold on, let me pull it out and measure.
I don't think it's 18 inches long.
No, I think it's probably about 12 inches long is what it looks like to me.
Those 6 inches matter, man.
They do.
That's a great shot from the front.
It is actually. It is 12 inches. It's a 12-inch model. So it's not bad. Like, it's not a bad size. And you're right. That front look does look really good. Camera just move over a little bit there. There it is.
Looking down your hallway,
Yeah.
hopefully Cat doesn't walk through the house naked.
Right. Which is a distinct possibility at this time of night. So we'll just go ahead and leave that there. You never know you never know what you might see there. But yeah, no, Paul, absolutely. I learned quite a bit here too. Learning how to solder properly and having all the proper tools for all of this really matters. And thanks to these guys, Todd and Ken and the group, I'm able to do things like this because I had no idea how to do any of this a year ago, which is pretty crazy. So the official modeler's measurement guide is one green head.
I'm serious. I had an idea for Wonderfest. I said I should get. I think I was talking about putting a measurement on the wall of Wayne heads. See how tall you were. You're so many Waynes tall. And then,
oh my God.
Then another one. I was going to say, pin the tail on Phil.
Because Phil's so tall,
right? And I was just going to have a picture of him on a donkey. Pin the tail on Phil.
Can we put Lou's face at the end of the pins?
Oh God, no! I was gonna put either Phil or Lou was gonna end up on a dartboard, and then the other one would be pin the tail on Phil or Lou. Oh God! And how many?
This is gonna be amazing.
And just come up on the wall in the just have some fun,
It doesn't. It's how you use it. It's how you use it.
And look how great you're using it right now.
I'm using it all. It really is.
Jody says, excellent job. You pulled it off. Looks awesome.
Awesome. Well, I know that some of you guys have been watching this build since the very beginning. And so definitely appreciate you guys saying that for sure. So, well, it's about 6:46. Normally streams go for about 2 to 3 hours. I think this is about good for me tonight. There's not much else we can do. Other than probably clean up and get some dinner. So but that's for me and not for you. So let's go ahead and turn some cameras back on. Let's see if my controller is working for whatever reason. Oh, I have my soldering iron on. So whatever, taking away resources, which makes 0 sense. Switch that on. Let's go ahead and turn the face camera on. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken, for this base. Let's go ahead and move up to the front and get a little bit of it exposed so we see some of it there. Ken, thank you again. Really appreciate this for all the random Horvath things that happened around here. Night, Dawn. Thank you guys so much for watching. Dawn, you were the first person to comment tonight. You were hanging out long before the beginning of the stream. Really appreciate that. Todd, thank you for the tips and tricks. And it was kind of cool to be able to actually execute this tonight, like we've been talking about for a little while. So thank you.
How much progress you've made in the last 2 weeks?
Arguably, probably.
You finished the model last stream. You got the base build this stream. It's basically this at this point, cleaning it up and making it pretty.
Exactly. And that is freaking huge because I felt like that was forever to go. So as for me, I have an episode of the right. I watch my words. I do watch my words because he'll be like, do you want one? House?
Can you build a man cave, a little building out in your parking spot?
Dude, that would be so nice. Oh, I dream about having a man cave. For episodes tomorrow, I'm gonna have the next episode of The Falcon out. It might be the last episode of The Falcon before I wait for parts. Todd and I are both waiting for the same pack to arrive. Meanwhile, pack 17 has already shipped while waiting for pack 16 or whatever it is, or pack 15. And regardless, the next ones are on the way before the ones that we actually need. And so it might be the last episode of the Falcon for a little bit. And then this coming up weekend, or coming up on Sunday or Monday, I'll have the Enterprise out, and then I'll be on stream this weekend. I'm hoping and praying that I'll be on time, but I do my best to make it and be there. So, but that's pretty much what I've got for you guys. He was streaming after Jordan and needs something to listen to while I decal the Defiant. It's funny,
Donnie. Or yeah, just turn your cameras on. Let's go.
Seriously. Or you could hop over into the modeling channel. Some people might come and join you, and you can hang out there. I'm just saying. And if you guys are interested, make sure you check out the links down below. Our Discord link for Hobby Time Modelers is there. I remembered this time, Todd. And oh my God. That was like an entire stream's worth of coughing that I just kind of held back and kind of came out at once. I apologize about the disgusting sound. But otherwise, links to Todd's channel are down below. And for Buck and Dash and Donnie and Dawn, Paul, Eric, Ken, Jody, who else has been around tonight? I think I saw Jet was there. Am I missing anybody that was in chat? I think that pretty much will covers it. Yeah, I think that pretty much will covers it. So for all you guys, thank you so much for sticking around for a couple of hours. It's probably time for that outro. So Todd, you got anything to say before we go?
But I poop from there.
Now you do.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely break me on the way out the door. I love it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching tonight. Todd, thank you so much for producing. Really appreciate you. And here I go laughing at the end of the stream. I know that there was a million things y'all could have done tonight. Instead, you spent almost 3 hours watching me being an idiot, and I think that's pretty damn cool. If you guys have any questions or comments, tips, tricks, please leave them down below. Like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And my friends, until we see each other again, I hope you all have a wonderful evening in this beautiful world where we happen to be. And just remember that this is the way. Good night, everybody.